Thruxton, awesome circuit. Someone described it as a roller coaster. It's on the doorstep. Great driver circuit, one of the toughest on both car and driver. We're en route, driving the truck. We get there, get the awnings up, get all set up for the weekend. We're not big enough to be employing truck drivers to come and do it for us. That'd be nice, maybe in the future. But no, I don't mind it really. I don't mind it. Something a bit different.
Water temperature is at 70 degrees, oil 98. I think the gear ratios will be tight at the end of the straight. I was at about 6,500 at the end of the straight then. Let's check those front pads look like they've actually bedded in, because the brakes just don't feel like I've got any front bias at all. Just let me know if the left front tyre looks absolutely knackered, because that's what it felt like.
When I drive around, then bias feels terrible, and I couldn't get myself any further to the front more than 50-50. So when I stand on the brakes, I'm getting the same pressure to the back and the front.
Okay. You wanted to transfer
The more to the front, which should be 60-40.
but this is showing it almost equal.
Equal, which is not what we want at all.
But that confirms it.
Pop it up. Pressure. Down. Getting a bit better. I think we've got to do the backs. We've just fitted a new master cylinder. I think the front master cylinder went down in the first one. So we think we've got a bit of an airlock in it, so we're trying to bleed the fluid through. I can't drive it like this. Straight to the floor.
Let's just try to bleed both together, but on a reel like that.
1, 2, 3, open. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it's showing the right bias on the screen. Let's just try it.
One day our luck will change. Just can't get a brake pedal, whether it's done a caliper seal or something.
Basically, this is the caliper. This is called a dry brake. On the car, there's a female side to that, sealed everything, so you could take the caliper off and when you take the corners off, but these can fail. It's just a process of elimination. We've got pressure at all the correct pressure points, but at somewhere through the system, it's losing pressure. So I'm going to try that side caliper onto this side to try and eliminate which corner there is a fault on.
Yeah, solid pedal. Like mega solid. Worked out. It's that caliper, that line. We've swapped it to the other side of the car to move the problem. That worked. They're now going to check the short brake line and put that to the good side. Missing 3-factor 2. The main thing we're going to miss out on is the opportunity to get the setup correct on the car. This is the vital session. First session was wet. This one's dry, and it's looking like qualifying will be dry. So we've just missed that opportunity of just tweaking the car to where we want. And certainly for myself, a bit of dry mileage around the track can't go amiss. So going into qualifying blind will be hard, but hopefully the lads will find a quick resolve for this.
Ready to cook it out there? Really? I'd say it's mean. Yeah, that's fine. Pedal? Yeah. What now? It can't be anything in the car.
It can be in that pipe cylinder, this pipe here is the system.
Those touring cars in the main paddock area to the assembly area for your qualifying session, please. Touring cars in the main paddock area to the assembly for your qualifying session now.
We've got 6 minutes. 6 minutes to be ready. And it takes me that long to put my headgear on. You've got to do 3 laps to actually be allowed to race. So we kind of need to go out, even if it's just to get the laps done.
And again.
better actually.
Same, better, worse?
Yeah, give it a go.
You got enough to do 3 laps? Yeah? Okay, smash the wheels on. Just try and push for 3 laps if you can. Obviously if you can't, then don't. It's not worth smashing it to pieces.
Fixed now, yeah. So it was literally a bent brake pad. Buckled brake pad. Buckled, bent, something like that. One we bedded this morning. Obviously the pad was buckled, stood on a brake pedal, it bent. It's got to stop at some point. It has got to stop. We're on like the 3rd weekend and it just keeps getting thrown at us.
That's really sad as well, isn't it? I love it.
Nothing 50 grand won't fix though. All we need. Saturday afternoon track walk. Sun's out. Got a few spectators with us. Little walk, show them around, let them know what it's all about. I first went to a race when I was 2 days old to go and watch Dad race. And as I grew up, I couldn't really think of anything else I ever really wanted to do other than go racing. You know, brought up in a world of racing and working with cars and building cars, manufacturing parts. There was never a choice. It was what I was going to do. As soon as I was tall enough, I was in a go-kart. And I started my racing originally with John and Jensen Button. And that's where I kind of learned the ropes to start with. And then from there, each year you just keep going onwards and upwards. As soon as I got to about 15, the realisation of getting to Formula 1 wasn't there. Obviously I'd love to, but I was already too tall. Everything I've done, I've never chosen to race in anything easy. We've always chosen the ones that will challenge you, and you know, we've always been a smaller team, not having the budgets, not rich enough to get there. And so yeah, I always fancy doing the British touring cars. You learn so much more by having to push yourself harder. You know, and certainly doing the British touring cars, we are pushing ourselves as hard as we physically can. Just, you know, it looks like the most awesome racing you can go and do. And you know, the aim, you know, what a lot of us try and do is making a career out of motorsport. However we can do it, that's what we want to do. We haven't had the rub of the green today. You know, as we're finishing the lap here, you know, this is all about getting a good finish to your lap. And tomorrow we're just going to have a good start and a good day. We're on top of all the problems we've had with the car today, the brakes, that's just gone on and on. I can only go forwards tomorrow, I don't have to worry about going backwards. So you know, let's aim for those 3 good finishes that we've been trying for all year.
It's got power steering on.
Come on, David. Let's go.
Not quick enough. The problem is, that's the first dry laps that Dan's done in the whole weekend. Now we've got a decent setup, we can now alter it. David had a good race. His confidence is growing all the time.
Mega, mate. So pleased for you. So pleased for you. Brilliant job. That was the plan.
Back deal! Well done, that.
Just a few little setup changes. Dan and John have had a conflab and we reckon we know where we're going now.
Just general change bits on the geometry to make it handle a little bit better really. Apart from that, not a lot. Brakes work now at least.
So because the circuit's quite bumpy, little bits, yeah, just checking all the nuts and bolts are nice and tight for the next start of the next race. I've got only 2 superstitions in motor racing, and my bib is my new superstition. Since my daughter's been born, I always carry a bib with her, and before the car goes out, I usually give it a little kiss and then put it in my pocket.
So actually my new superstition is when I put my gloves on, that I always make sure the gloves are pulled over the top of my cuffs. That's my only superstition.
Just got driven off the track by God. Check the front of the car. Front is clear, front is clear.
in for
Brakes just failed. Totally lost all the brakes. Car's a mess. That's okay, just get yourself out, that ain't going nowhere.
I went in absolutely flat. I checked the brake pedal was there, as I normally do. Just checked the pedal was there, and when I went for it the second time, straight to the floor. I think it was locked the rears. I mean, all pretty hard. The car felt so much better. It really did. And if Goff hadn't just driven me onto the grass going up the straight, so I'd nearly had a moment then, I'd have done him, and then he just kept driving me off onto the grass. I was literally there from exit church, I was alongside you.
So sorry, I couldn't see you.
I was about to have the biggest.
Did you bounce?
That's given it to Onslow Cole, a moment of relief. It was all going down to church. Got the Super 2000 class. Joe Gurley, 21st.
I don't think that car will go back out in the next one.
Looking very rough, Warren. We could pick.
See if we get it out.
If we make it to the grid and then we've gone off, if we don't, then it should have been faster. Doesn't get any simpler than that. Time flies when you're having fun, you know. There is a massive team of people that make all this possible.
Radio check, now clear.
Race 3 I was certainly a bit tentative for the first couple of laps, but certainly coming up to the last corner I was a little bit worried. I had a double tap on the pedal, make sure it's there and it's working. But you know, once you've done a lap, it goes out your mind everything that's happened previously and you get on with what you're doing there and then.
All feels okay.
Bizarrely, race 3, after we've had a crash, the car felt better than it has done all weekend, and it went quicker than we have done all weekend. So that's certainly one to write down. A crash car with wheels pointing in all sorts of directions, not one of them pointing straight, went quicker than kind of the car that we've worked tirelessly over for the last 2 weeks. Fathom that one.
You were in P11, well done mate, that's brilliant.
Finishing 11th is great for the lads. You know, they all pulled together to get the car out on the grid to start with. Last to 11th on paper doesn't sound bad, does it? But you know, it's not what we're capable of. You know, we haven't hit our targets yet. You know, we want to be firmly in the top 10 all the time, not dragging on the back of it. Finish the weekend, I'm mentally drained. I think I'm going to ache in the morning. I can kind of feel my back going tense and I've got lower back pain. I wake up in the morning, might not make it out of bed.